Okay, today all the June lambs are done now, and some of them are a couple of weeks old now, so we're gonna set up the creep area for them so that they have the option to start eating some grain to help them on their growth. Have to say, this is one of our favorite groups of lambs I've ever had. They're a beautifully consistent group with great conformation, obvious even on the little lambs. So right now, what we do once we have the whole pen filled, normally we would have 30 sheep in a group, but because this was kind of like a misfit group we were breeding, there's only 20 ewes in here and their lambs, so the mums have a lot of room on the other side, and we put a dividing wall up here where only the lambs can go, and they can have some privacy and, you know, some kid time in here away from their mums. So as you can see, he's hooking up the panels now, and right in the middle we have a homemade creep panel with little rollers on it so that mommies can't get through, but lambs have plenty of room to get through. Now, don't ask me the spacing on these, because depending on your breed of sheep, everyone should have different spacings. They should always be narrow enough that the ewes can't fit through, but wide enough when those fast growers, see, they move and rotate around. So, and there's little PVC piping on it so that the wool doesn't stick and they slide easily through the lambs when they're bigger. So our spacing will allow like 80 to 90 pound Suffolk lamb through, and at 100 pounds they're really going to have to squish, and when we see that they're having a hard time getting through, we basically know that's when you can wean them, because we wean and ship usually around 100 pounds. So you don't have to run through scales and do all that work. We just do ballpark because we have so many sheep. So we might weigh 3 sheep in a group. The smallest lamb, the medium lamb, and the largest will give us a ballpark. But really, shipping to market is all about the lamb being in condition. So when the lambs all look in condition, that's when you ship them. There's really, I totally don't see the point in weighing them. So they have a little play area, the lambs. We always give the lambs a play area. You want them to have a quality of life, and they just love those boxes. Plus it lets me sit down and watch them and evaluate them as they grow, because we do most of our evaluations by sight. And in this creep area here, we have these 2 feeders set up. In the middle there'll be fine hay for the lambs to eat, and we'll put the creep mixture in the troughs. And this is a storage bin back here. And because these are little lambs, we have little boxes they can stand on to reach. Although, to be honest, these lambs in this group are quite big. They probably don't need that. And we store the creep in here, which we make ourselves. It's a mixture of our own roasted beans, cracked corn, but it's coarsely cracked, barley, and that's about it that's in there. And it works out to be, I think it's a 16 to 18% ration. And again, don't ask me our concentrations, because we just follow what the nutritionist tells us. So we do follow his mixture, and we have a big mixing machine that mixes it all up for us. So we're mixing in large quantities. So, but any feed store will tell you what proportions to use for a creep ration to get that 18%. Oh, And he caught a little 2-week lammy. Here he is. And that's the thing about Suffolk. These guys want to grow. Oh, he's not going to stay there. He's going to run away. Yeah, right. But you can see that's why people like Suffolks, because they grow. He's a meaty little lad. You can see he's got good conformation with those widely spaced legs, the straight back, the long loin. And yeah, very, very happy with this group of lambs. And see how he got out of that little creep area? It's very handy. And the humans like me just climb over. And today it's scorching hot, so we have our curtains all the way up, as they basically stay up all summer, but in the winter we can lower them. And these, like I've told people before, these salt and mineral holders are in every pen on the farm, and it's free choice. And we have a little iron rod to stamp it down, because sometimes it binds up a little bit. But we found that this method keeps the salt and mineral way cleaner, way fresher. It's just PVC piping for plumbing. I think it's 4-inch or something like that, and you just pour it down there and it lasts quite a while. And they truly take what they need. Even the lambs, you see, the lambs will come over and see what it is, because it's something new, so they got to check it out. And they'll start licking it and nibbling at it. The problem, if you mix it in the feed, in the grain mixture, is that at different times of year they need different amounts of certain things, and depending on the quality of hay you're feeding, they need different amounts. Whereas in a ration, they would give you a set amount all the time. So if they didn't need it, it might actually turn the sheep off the ration, make them not want to eat it. You might be feeding them too much mineral, which they don't need, so you're wasting money. It just isn't practical when you can put it here. And I swear they monitor themselves. They know what they need. And it's very obvious at certain times of year. When I'm filling up these salt and mineral feeders, sometimes the salt will disappear like really, really fast, and they won't touch the mineral. And then it'll flip, and it'll be the opposite thing where they're eating all mineral. So because with sheep and breeding sheep and rams and lambs, they all have different requirements. So this way they can meet their own needs. It's easier for the farmer, cheaper, just practical. And there's my little milky guys there. They just finished nursing. I know that mom was slow to come to her milk, so I had written a little watch on her for her milk. But she's got twin ram lambs, and they both have really milky mouths. So she's an older girl. Took her about a day for her to fully come to her milk, but she's got lots of milk, and you see they're nursing, and she immediately starts to chew her cud, which causes her milk to let down, and you can see both lambs have the milky mouth. So that's a sure sign that they're getting enough, and she's doing well. And now we got a whole bunch of moms in here nursing right now. So the creep pen's all set up. Nobody's in it yet, but in a few days I'll do another video and we'll show you how the lambs have all discovered that that's there, and it's a local hangout for them. They really like that. That guy's the little adopted triplet here. He's the smallest one in the group. That was like a pounder when he was born, but she's actually doing well. Her new adopted mom's looking after her, loves her. So that's it from the lamb barn.